Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Going over today's MLB main slate for today on DraftKings. The one starts at 1 o'clock. Anyway, before we continue, if you could leave a like, subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate that. We're entering our way towards 900, so that's pretty awesome, so thank you guys very much. And if you want access to this cheat sheet, you can follow me on Twitter at ChrisPennell16. It's just how you spell my name on YouTube, then you add a 16 at the end. And then just shoot me a DM asking for it, and I'll be happy to send it over to you. And also, if you're playing NASCAR, the race starts at 2 o'clock tomorrow, and I have my cheat sheet video out going over that. So I'd recommend checking that out. We've been doing very well with NASCAR this year. And then if you guys played UFC, you should have had a great night. I played UFC for the first time myself personally. Usually I'm pretty busy on Saturday nights, but I had some time today, and I put together a lineup, and I did very well, just using off the cheat sheet. And I know the guy that made the cheat sheet did very well as well. I keep saying as well, but yeah, he did very good, so I hope you guys did very good too. So anyway, let's get into the MLB slate. So there's 3 pitchers I'm pretty interested in. None really stand out over the other, so I don't have like any must plays at pitcher, but 3 I want to talk about. We'll start with Noah Syndergaard, 8,900. So at the beginning of the year, I would have never thought we'd get Syndergaard below 9K. I mean, really even below 10K. But he just hasn't been really Syndergaard-y this year. I don't know what else verb to say there, but or adjective, but I don't know. But yeah, I've been picking on the Rockies this whole series with their high strikeout rate. Matt's had 10 strikeouts tonight or last night, whatever you want to say it. And then Jacob deGrom, I believe he had 10 strikeouts as well. I'm looking for Syndergaard to continue that trend versus the Rockies. They're just not the same team on the road. And really, I just, the way they've been playing on the road, it's been pretty bad. And Syndergaard, I'm looking for him to, he should be able to crush value here. If he can get anywhere from 7 to 10 strikeouts, he's just going to absolutely crush value at 8,900. I'd be interested in him if he was 9,500 plus, so I think we're getting a great price here. And then Erod at 8,400. So he's a reverse splits guy. He's been bad versus lefties and good versus righties. But the good thing here is Tampa is projected to roll out 7 righties, and I think they all have strikeout rates over 20%. So it is a very strikeout happy lineup, and I think he's a fantastic play. He's going to be pitching at home, although I mean it's not the best hitting ballpark, but I do think he should have a very fantastic game, and he matches up very well. So I don't mind Erod at all. And then Reynaldo Lopez, 4,600. So this is just if you're punting the position. I don't like him personally as a pitcher because I don't think he's very good. But just like with Homer Bailey a couple nights ago, that price makes him playable. I mean, really, he's being priced as a relief pitcher, and we're going to get, if he doesn't get absolutely shelled, we should be able to get 5 innings out of him. And he has upside. I know he had that 14 strikeout game versus the Tigers. So, I mean, he's got some upside. I don't think he's very good, though. I mean, he does get hit hard, but Royals aren't the best team in the world. They've been striking out a lot lately. I know they just struck out a lot to Giolito, although Giolito is a much better pitcher than Reynaldo Lopez, but there is some upside here at that price. I know my model has him as the biggest value play of all the pitchers, as you can see here. So I do think he's in play. It is risky. And then at catcher, we have Mitch Garver, 5,300. As you're going to see, I like a lot of Twins today. Ryan Carpenter is the worst pitcher on the slate, if not one of the worst pitchers in the league. And the Detroit bullpen is awful. I believe they have the worst xFIP in the league right now anyway. So I think these Twins are in a fantastic spot. They kind of let down yesterday, but as I always say, I'm willing to go right back to the well because you should have a short memory when it comes to DFS. And then Danny Jansen at 2,000, just minimum price. We're going to keep taking these freebies that DK is giving us. And then Manny Pena at 2,800. So Peralta's just been pretty awful versus righties this season. That's really all there is to say. As you're going to see, I like a lot of the Brewers as well. And then at first base, we have CJ Cron at 4,700. One of my core plays today versus an awful lefty in Carpenter. Cron has smashed left-handed pitching. I believe his ISO is over 400. If not, it's around 300. But he's absolutely been crushing lefties so far. And then Jesus Aguilar, 3,200, just cheap enough. He's cheap enough, and he's facing a bad lefty. He's part of that Brewers stack. And then Kendrys Morales, 2,500. I hate recommending him. I feel like I've been recommending him a lot, and he just sucks. But he's entering the Travis Shaw level pricing, and it's just such a good value for someone who's capable of launching one into the stands. And Bieber's struggled versus lefties in his career, so I think it's a decent spot at that price. Then at second base, we have Ketel Marte at 4,800. He should be leading off, and he smashes left-handed pitching with an ISO of 285, and it's a pretty good ballpark in Clayton. Richard. He's been pretty bad versus righties. Then Hernan Perez, 3,700, another Brewer righty versus Brolt, and he has an ISO over 200 versus lefties. And he should get a bump up in the order since he's facing a lefty. And then Hanser Alberto, 3,100. You guys know he's the guy I like to play versus lefties a lot, and he's leading off usually. And then at third base, we have Alex Bregman at 5K. So Bundy's bringing up a 10 power to righties, and Breg has elite numbers versus right-handed pitching. I believe his ISO is sitting around 250, and I think Bundy's ISO given up to right-handed bats is around 250. So I think it's a fantastic matchup if you can afford him. And then Miguel Sano at 4,600, just another power righty versus Carpenter. And then Hanser Alberto, we already talked about. So then at shortstop, we have Jorge Polanco leading the way at 5,100. So I love all the Twins, and he's been outstanding this year, especially versus lefties. And then Didi Gregorius, 3,900. So I'm not sure why his price dropped so drastically. I know they're giving some respect to Bieber, but he owns the Indians. I don't know if you guys realize this, but he's just been crushing the Indians. I don't know what he has against us. I'm an Indians fan, but I do think Didi's a very good player, and his price, I think it went down 900 from yesterday's slate. So I think we're getting good value there. And then Orlando Arcia, 3,800, another Brewer righty versus Brolt. Then in the high-priced outfield, we have Christian Yelich, 5,900 for obvious reasons. Don't let the lefty-on-lefty matchup scare you. He's been crushing lefties with an ISO over 300 this season. And then Ketel Marte already went over. Then Nelson Cruz, he's a core play for me, 4,400. Just, love Cruz versus lefties. He's one of the top home run calls of the slate. And I believe he's homered, what, was it 3 games in a row? I know it's 2 games in a row. It might be 3 games in a row. And then in the mid-range outfield, we have Ryan Braun at 4,400. Just another one of my favorite plays today versus Brolt. He crushes lefties. Lorenzo Cain, same reasons as Braun, but he's faster, so he's always got that stolen base upside. And then Aaron Hicks at 4,300. Just another lefty versus Bieber. And really, I don't think we have to go dumpster diving in the value outfield, so I didn't list any. I think we can live in that mid-range and even in the high-priced ones. So didn't feel the need to do any of those because I'd rather get my value at catcher or another position like second base or something. And then the core plays for me, as I said, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with pitching yet. Obviously, it's going to be one of the ones on my cheat sheet, but I'm not sure which one's going to be one of my favorite plays yet. We'll just see how roster construction works. But I'm going to have one of either Syndergaard or Erod, and then I'm going to decide if I want to punt or not, or just go with the 2 8K guys. And then CJ Cron I like a lot. Then Cruz and Braun also round out the core plays. Impactful weather. It's so early in the day, so I can put that in the updates tomorrow if there is anything that pops up, and I'll let you guys know. But like I say, follow Kevin Roth on Twitter for your weather updates. He does a very good job. And then the top stacks for me are going to be the Brewers, the Twins, and the D-backs. So anyway, guys, that's all I have for the video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Comment some of your favorite plays of the day if I don't have them listed. And then, remember to leave a like, share the channel. Really appreciate that. And check out the NASCAR video. And good luck tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching this.